Hi, my name is Robin Hill. I've been a professional photographer for 36 years, and I'd like to share with you today the 5 top tips for long-term success in a photography career. So number 5, don't be a gearhead. That's the biggest mistake that most people make when they're starting out. They get, inspired by videos on YouTube to go and purchase the newest camera. That's not really going to help you so much. Really, you need to find a camera that fits your hand pretty good, and you need a couple of lenses to start with. You don't need any more than that. Once you start getting deeper into photography and understanding the exact equipment that you need, get the best that you can afford, and then forget about it for the next few years. You can always upgrade in 3-4 years' time. You don't always need to be having the most brand new equipment. So don't be a gearhead. That's number 5. So number 4, when you're not shooting commercially, you need to stay busy with personal projects. Because what happens is you start to lose your enthusiasm, and you may start to get down on yourself that you're not actually earning money from your photography. But your personal projects are going to help you through that. They're going to help you through the valley. And getting through the valley is the key to long-term success. So for instance, one of my projects is this. I don't know if you can see that too well here, but this is called Poet of Chance, the Red Scarf. Her name is Rosetta, and I picked this scarf up at a Ferrari party back in 2011. And subsequently, it came with me for the next 10 years, and it became a personal project of mine. And when I wasn't so busy, I'd take that out into the street, or I'd give it to a friend of mine, and we'd do something pretty funky with it. And it became a pretty successful personal project over the years. That's just one of my personal projects. There's been 7 or 8 that have kept me going over the years. This will keep your enthusiasm for photography going whilst you're not getting paid. Okay, so number 3, create your own style, train your eye, and lean against the masters. What do I mean by that? Training your eye is absolutely critical to finding your own voice. And finding your own voice, you can really learn from not only other photographers like Henri Cartier-Bresson or Annie Leibovitz, but people who are outside the realm of photography. So for instance, one of my great inspirations has been Leonard Cohen, the great singer-songwriter. And you can look at almost any one of his songs. Let's just say, Famous Blue Raincoat. Well, those 3 words, you got an image in your head, right? And you could take anybody's blue raincoat and start photographing that in any way you wanted to do. You could say the same with Shakespeare's sonnets or Shakespeare's Hamlet. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them, to die to sleep. Those 2 last words, to sleep. Well, you could photograph that. Or you could photograph anything from Shakespeare, and you'd be right on your way to creating your own personal project. So don't just think about using Annie Leibovitz or Herb Ritts or Robert Mapplethorpe as your inspirations. You can use people outside the realm of photography. Lean against those masters. So number 2, and this one's a real big one to keep you going through the tough times. Shoot what you love. Shooting what you love is absolutely essential to keep your enthusiasm going, and enthusiasm is the cornerstone to a long-term career. My enthusiasm is for architecture, design, and fine art. Anything that falls within those 3 disciplines, I'm right in there. That's what I believe in. That's how I live my life. I'm totally into architecture wherever I go. So it's pretty simple for me to walk out the door and start taking pictures of architecture. But say you're not into architecture, what if you love music? Well, if you love music, you need to be out there hanging out with musicians, taking photographs of musicians, going to concerts, encircling yourself with a circle of friends that are also into music, and then photograph those friends. Do what you love. Shoot what you love. But number 1, And this is the cornerstone. It's all about relationships. Your long-term success is going to be based upon the people that you meet along the way. Your camera is a passport into any social situation. And you need to get used to that fact if you're going to have a long-term career in photography. Now, early in my photography days, I had this brainwave. I loved hanging out with other photographers. They were really interesting people. But you know what? They weren't my clients. My clients were architects, so I joined the American Institute of Architects. Sounds pretty simple, right? But that was one of the best moves I made. And that was over 30 years ago. And many of those people that I've been working with, they're still my clients today. That's what you need for a long-term career. You've got to create the relationships, and it's like a garden. You've got to keep it watered. It's not just like a relationship stays steady. You've got to keep on working at it. So those are my 5 top tips. And I wish you great success out there. Thank you very much. My name is Robin Hill, and safe shooting and safe journey.